Hi, it's Jenny with Jenny's Wreath Boutique, and in this video, I'm going to share with you how to make a beautiful wintry cascading winter wreath. I was just at Michael's shopping around, seeing what they had in there, trying to come up with a new design to share with you. And the first thing I saw were these gorgeous branchy pinecone picks. I love them. I love the pine cones and the flocking on the branches. I thought this was so pretty. So this inspired the whole thing. I saw these cascading evergreens and I thought, ooh, I should do a cascading wreath. How pretty would that be? So that's what inspired this. They have little pine cones in them, pretty much everything I have. They also at Michael's have these smaller ones where it's snowy branches with little pine cones. I have these as a backup, or maybe you prefer this look. And then they have any kind of evergreen that is flocked, just so we have a different kind of texture. So I have these. There's a very similar one at Michael's. This is one I already have from a wholesale company. So that's kind of the base of this wreath. And then to break up all those snowy evergreens, I have this stem from Hobby Lobby. I like it because it's got that sagey green color and the leaves are a little bit dusty, so it goes really well with these flocked evergreens. Kind of a nice soft color, perfect for if you want to have this for Christmas, but all through winter because it stays cold for quite a bit. We're also using a 14-inch grapevine and my favorite glue and hot glue gun, favorite wire cutters. And we're also going to be using some jute twine for the end. We're also going to need some floral wire. I've already cleaned up my grapevine so we can get started. Also, for this particular wreath, I can link everything I used in the description. So if you want to make this exact wreath, I will have links for you in the description. So first, I love these because they're cascading. And each one of these has 3 main branches. You can cut them into smaller pieces if you need to. But let's start with this. Since I have 2 of these, I'm going to do 1 on each side. And for a cascading wreath, you want to have it kind of come to a point here at the bottom. So I'm going to look at the point I want the bottom to be, and I'm going to put the stem all the way up here, and I'm going to glue it along the grain of the grapevine. And then for these pieces, so they don't hang straight down, we're going to secure them with our floral wire. You want to secure it to the grapevine. You just make a U and poke it through the grapevine and twist it on the back. Oops. Twist it, and then you want to poke the wires back into the grapevine so they don't poke you. I'll show you. So we twist, and then you just push the wires into the grapevine. So we're going to do the same thing with this side. For the next one, we're going to go up a little bit. So we're going to go up just a little bit higher. And then kind of secure that middle spot to the grapevine. And then we'll go up a little bit more. Do the same thing. This will go pretty much to the top. And I'm using 24 gauge wire. I like the thickness of it. It's not too hard and it's not too soft. If your wire is too soft, it's hard to push through the grapevine, but if it's too hard, it's hard to twist it closed. So I find 24 gauge to be that perfect happy medium. Last one of these, I am going to cut it in half. And you might want to cut them even smaller just to fill in any gaps and really shape the wreath. So I'm going to push this on the inside to cover up that inside grapevine. And then this is going to go down here to fill in there. We don't need to use floral wire on these pieces because they're short enough. So that is no big deal. This will fill out right here. You could do the whole thing in just this. That would be so pretty. Look how it looks already. It looks really full on camera. So now we have a good shape to this side of the wreath. Oh, it's so pretty. I love this. I would totally do a wreath just like this without all the extra stuff. Same thing that we did on the other side. We're going to start with our shape in mind. I'm going to glue the top, put that in the grapevine, and then we're going to wire these other pieces so the greenery lays where we like it to. This is so pretty. Do you see why I love floral wire so much? It just makes everything stay in place. It's so nice. It's my secret weapon. Stagger it up just a little bit. And for this one, we're going to go up a little bit more. Look how pretty the back is too. Okay, for our final two pieces of this, once again, we're going to cut it into pieces. This is going to go help shape the bottom. Put one in the middle to round out the middle greenery just a little bit. Wow, this is so pretty with just these. Okay, now that I'm looking at it, this side's a little more full. So I'm actually going to move this out a little bit, just a little bit. That's why it's good to step back sometimes. But don't worry, we've got lots more stuff coming. There, that looks a little better. So cute. We're going to add in this kind of greenery, probably one on each side. We don't need the pine cone because I have other pine cones coming, but this is going to give another texture and make it look extra expensive and beautiful. These are the most sturdy stems. I've only ever used them before all together, so I've never had to take them apart. And they're sturdy. Very well made. This is a nice pine cone though. Maybe I have enough pine cones from the other thing though. So I'm just pulling out the individual stems. So we're just going to add these around the wreath, keeping the shape. I like to put one on the bottom, but this is just going to give us a nice texture that's different. Michael's actually has a pick of these with some little pine cones and long needles that would also work. I didn't show it in the video, but any kind of long needle pine that's flocked would look really good here. Just kind of stick it on the sides. Right, that is cute. Oops, it's fine. I only want the flock side of that to show. There we go. All right, now let's do the other side. I am going to add this in. I'm just going to make sure it's kind of in the background so it doesn't show the lighter green part, but I really like this texture. I'm just going to tuck it in underneath. But there we go. That's really cute. Now we're going to unwrap our next greens. Or if you got them from Michael's, this will be much easier and you can just cut them. All right, so now we're going to add this side in. This is looking so good. Sometimes I like to put the wreath upside down when I'm adding in. So we're going to add this in the opposite side of the other one, which is right here. So pretty. We'll put this right here. All right, so here's what we have so far. Look how cute it is. Those extra pieces, just 2 stems worth, really helped make this look beautiful. Okay, now we're going to add in our branches. So fun. I don't know how many we'll need. We might just need 1, maybe 2. Sometimes I overbuy when I'm planning these things because I want to have everything available. And sometimes I use every bit of it. So I'm just cutting the stems. This is going to make it look really rustic, natural. So what I'm going to do is just kind of place these. You can bend the stems a little. Place them around. So we've got the pine cones and the branches sticking out, but once again, keeping the shape of the overall wreath. So this one is going down close to the center, and we're going to bend the stem so that these point right down in the center. It's a nice thing about faux florals is you can really control where they go nicely. And I love these pine cones. So pretty. And so this we're just going to add in the middle a little bit and face it out. Then this one will be at the top. I'm trying to figure out how they naturally flow. It makes it easier. And now, actually, we really just needed 1. Well, because we've got those there. We've got that middle one taking the middle. We'll probably use just a little more. You can get away with just 1 bush though. I'll probably use one bush and like one stem. I'm gonna do one more. So I use one bush and one stem because I really wanted a branch up here as well. Okay. So you can leave it like this. How fun is that? With the branches. Oh, I love it. So cute. Now to add a little contrast, we are going to add these. You don't have to. These are from Hobby Lobby, or you could get maybe like a sparkly eucalyptus. That would be pretty too. You don't need a lot of this. I'm going to cut small pieces. If you don't like the branchy florals from Michael's, these from Hobby Lobby would look good too. We use these in a wreath I did 2 weeks ago. Those are fun. So many options. So you can get a eucalyptus leaf like this. Oh, this is actually really cute with it. You can get a little eucalyptus. These are in the pick section at Hobby Lobby, and they're just really cute. If you wanted something less year-round, that's what it would look like. If you put those in, just to break, oh, that's cute. Just to break up all the greenery. If I don't like this next greenery, I'll use these instead. But I really like the color of these. I think they're so pretty. So let's just see how these look. You can always take them out if we don't like it. And I'm really gonna stick them underneath a lot. Okay, so I am just gonna make sure the leaves are facing forward. And I'm really gonna incorporate it. I'm not making the stems too long. And I just want them to just peek out nicely. I don't want them to overtake this at all. Just be a nice little accent that breaks up all the frosted or flocked evergreens. Isn't that nice? Just a soft green with it. So pretty. Like I said, you could use something else or leave it, but I really like it. It just makes the wreath look more interesting. You just need one stem. Okay, this is what we have so far. I love it. And now, before we wrap the wreath with our jute twine, we're gonna make a hanger. First of all, look how nice the back looks. I love that about grapevine wreaths. And when you put the stems along the grain of the grapevine, usually things don't stick out the back. Sometimes they do, and if they do, you just cut them off. If they need a little more glue, you can add that now. I don't think that needs it, but you know, just in case. And so now you're just gonna see where your wreath hangs well. And you're gonna add so you want your hanger to be right above the bottom, right above the bottom tip. And you're going to want to find a nice little chunk, either a nice thick piece of grapevine. Ooh, that's pretty good. Or a chunk, like a little handful. I'm going to do that because it's a little bit further up. Then double check that that's where you want it to be hung. Looks nice. And the reason I like doing this first is you could just do it at the end, but I like to hide this knot. I don't like this knot to show, so I'm just going to bring that under here, tuck it in. And now we have the fun part of wrapping this. And when we get to the loop, we're just gonna go around it. I will show you. So I'm gonna cut a super long piece of jute because I don't wanna carry the whole thing. And we can add more later if this isn't long enough, no big deal. I'm gonna dab some glue on the jute, glue it to the grapevine, and we are gonna start wrapping. I am gonna wrap a little bit before where I glued it so we cover up that spot. And the thicker jute you have, the faster this process will go. This one's pretty thick. This is a little thicker than I usually use. It says 4-ply number 72. I literally got this thicker one because there is a wreath in my Etsy shop that I actually taught inside of my VIP group, a cedar wreath, and I do this wrap method with that as well. And you can add bells if you like. I'm going to keep this one pretty neutral and wintry. You can do whatever you want. All right, I'm just going to wrap this. Now that we're getting closer to our loop, what I like to do is I go really close right next to it, and then the next loop goes right through the middle of it. Right through the middle. And then the next loop goes on the other side. And that just makes our loop look really nice and clean with the burlap or the jute twine. And you can get the jute twine anywhere. You can get it off Amazon, you can get it off from Walmart or Hobby Lobby or Michael's, Joann's. You can get jute twine everywhere. Okay, I'm running a little low, so I'm going to finish this off right here, and I'm going to add more. So I'll glue that, and then I'll glue another piece right next to it. It's not going to have to be nearly as long. And we are going to cover that up. So if you have to do that, you could do that in the back if you wanted. That would work too. But just going to go over that spot again. And I love how it looks like the jute is tying all the pieces together, even though they're glued to the grapevine. I just like the look. Okay, so for this last piece, I'm gonna flip this over. See how our loop is just nice and a part of this. Okay. So I'm gonna cut the twine. And then I'm just gonna dab some glue. Careful not to burn yourself. You can use your scissors to pat it down and hold it there since the glue is hot. There we have it. How fun is this wreath? I love it. It's so rustic. So perfect for winter. You can also, if you wanted to add a bow, you could just tie it right here or stick it into the grapevine. And if you wanted to add bells, you would just loop the bells right over the tie or over your hook. But here it is. Let me know what you think. And like I said, I will have pretty much everything. I won't be able to link these, but they're from Hobby Lobby. Everything else I'll have linked. You can grab it from Michael's. All right, let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.